Spinning. Okay. Hi, Dynamic Image World. Christian Cashelle here, as you all know, and I'm excited to introduce one of our Dip Shop authors to you guys today. Her name is Kimberly Wesley. She was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, and most of her romance filled stories take place in the city that she loves. She earned a bachelor's degree in media communications with a focus on TV and film from Missouri State University in Springfield, Missouri, not Illinois, because it is a difference. She is hoping to be the next Spike Lee, okay? She went to earn her master's in marketing from Webster University. She's an active member of Delta Sigma Theta. We love the Reds, okay? And writing has been her passion since she was 12 years old. Other than novels, she writes songs, poetry, screenplays, one act plays, and musicals. So we are excited to talk to Kim. Do you go by Kim or Kimberly?
Kim is fine.
Okay, we're excited to talk to Kim today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. So I want to start off with a little icebreaker. It's some random questions, and basically, I'm going to give you two things, and then you have to pick the one off top that you prefer,
Okay.
basically, like this or that. So, first one is fiction or nonfiction.
Fiction.
Mm. Second chance romance or enemies to lovers.
Second chance romance.
Okay. A series or a standalone?
As standalone.
Me too. Everybody else always says series, but I love me a good thick standalone book.
Yes.
Okay. Next question. Novella or full length novel?
Oh, that's a hard one for me right now. I'm binging a bunch of novellas. But I think I like novels. Novellas are fun,
Same.
but a novel, four size.
Same. Okay. Physical or digital book?
It's hard. Um, I'm gonna go with digital because I can carry it around with me and have it all the time.
Same. And since you are born and raised St. Louis, emos or Chinaman?
Oh, emos because I'll I'll fight for my emos. So
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, those are two St. Louis staples. So we really can't pick, but it
yeah,
is what it is.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was our icebreaker. Okay. So tell the audience a little bit about your writing journey. I know we got a little bit with your bio, but like when did you start? How did that come about?
Yeah, just like in my bio, started very young writing just stories for myself. Then I started taking classes in high school. I started taking acting classes and theater and writing plays like in high school. And I wanted to be well rounded, so even film like class work in high school, and then college. I decided, hey, you know, this is the type of writing I wanted to do. I wanted to write TV, film, and all of that. And I wanted to be like Spike Lee, so I wanted to act in it too. So that's why I took the acting
Okay.
classes because he's in it. Um, so I learned everything about TV, the background of it, production, lighting, camera work, writing, all of that. And then I started writing screenplays. I wrote several screenplays in my 20s. I was supposed to move out to LA. Things didn't happen that way. I decided to stay in St. Louis, and then I kind of like stopped writing for a while. And then when I decided to start writing again, I wrote my first novel. No training, just an avid reader like a lot of us. Um, and didn't really do anything with it. Then 2020 hit, the pandemic year, and I'm like, I want to get back to writing, and this time I want to share it with other people. Um,
Hmm.
so I found a writing and reading app called Wattpad, and
Yes, we love Wattpad.
I
Yes.
started posting stories there, and and I didn't expect anything. Just this is the first time really sharing this writing, so it kind
Mm.
of took off, and people loved it. And my first book won some awards or recognition.
Okay.
And then I started shopping it around, pitching it to agents, to publications, and then I decided, well, I'll wait for that. I wanted to do it myself. I'm no spring chicken, so I have time to wait for all of that. So I decided to just, make it happen and research how to self-publish. It's a lot of hard work. It's not very easy at all. I love it though. I actually would not. I'm glad I chose this way, and I wouldn't do it any other way right now, because I have that freedom,
Mm.
and I have if anything goes wrong, I can blame myself for it. I don't have to. Well, someone did me wrong, or I didn't get this money. This is me, so whatever happens, it's because of me, and I appreciate that. So
Hmm.
that's been the journey so far, and it's still a journey. I'm still going on my journey and still learning.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Dynamic Image is 20 years old this year. And I still say that because the industry changes so much, what I would have known 10 years ago is totally obsolete now. So we're going to keep learning as long as we're
Hmm.
in this. But
Hmm.
I agree with you 100%. The reason that we are an indie publisher is because we preach ownership. We preach being able to tell our stories authentically, without the big five telling us what we can and can't do and what we can and can't say. So I love that. I'm biased. I'm always going to tell people self-publish, do it, even though
Hmm.
it's hard.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I 100% agree with you. Now I do have a question. So you mentioned taking the classes in school, and you know it's a big thing in St. Louis. They asked you what high school you went to.
Sure. Um, I went to Parkway South.
Okay, so did you all have electives for that, or was that something that you had to go outside of school for?
No, we had electives. There was a film, TV, and
That's
radio, I believe,
awesome.
class, and I took a class. I think my junior year, and learned about. We learned TV and like theater, so we would
Okay.
build sets and build the light schemes for the plays, and then we would learn the film, make videos. We'd walk around the school and film people, edit
Mhm.
it, learn how to edit it, and make a film. And then senior year, we had like we call it a radio, but it wasn't a real radio station. So I was an engineer, so I just recorded the DJs and kind of mixed it together, and then take this was, I'm a little old, so take I believe it was tape, and then we would play it, on the air in like third period or whatever.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I learned like all the background of all of that. I never wanted to be like in the front. Like
Right.
I learned how to act, and I took the acting classes, but I prefer to be behind the scenes, you know.
Same.
And I
Yeah.
did also in high school we did it was, I don't forget the name of the class, but it was a children's theater class where you write these little skits and plays and go to the elementary schools and perform them. Even though I don't like performing, I could perform. I call it like the Janet Jackson. I'm shy, but I can perform when I need
Right.
to,
You do
or
what you need to
Sasha
do.
Fierce
Yeah.
or whatever. Just get that second personality, and that's me when I perform. But I'm really shy and quiet, and you just take these acting classes to get out of the shell. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was my teacher's pet. From senior year, she drug me around all around like the Parkway district, learning about the district, and then we wrote a play, a district wide play. So it's like
Okay.
Parkway has like four schools, and I helped from like everything from writing, help her with casting, performed in it, and then I was an understudy. I
Mm.
mean, I picked some of the
You
people
did
off.
everything.
Yeah, it was fun. This was, senior year. And in college, it was somewhat of the same type of thing. Like I took as many writing classes to do with playwriting, screenwriting, all of that. Some theater classes, but I kind of gave up wanting to act and be in front of the screen. But I just, pursued all the types of writing, as far as for TV and film. I took
Okay.
one like creative writing short story class. Hated it. It was not my thing, because the way what I wrote, and at the time I was still writing, or I was always writing romantic stuff.
Okay.
Class, I think I was the only one writing like romance, and everyone else was writing literary, and it meant something. And my stuff is just like, and they called it a soap opera. I write like a soap opera, and I took offense to that then, because I think I'm
Was
22.
it a lot of them in there?
Yes, it was one
Okay.
biracial, and then it was me. So we were the only
Yeah.
black students, and she wrote, the literary stuff, and it was good. But my stuff was, it was romance, but it was kind of soap opera. So I look back at it
Mhm.
now, and I always say I don't take offense to that anymore, because romance can be soap opera. That's the messy, the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, it's all the, somebody cheating or the ex-boyfriend.
Exactly.
It's so I don't mind someone saying my writing sounds like a soap opera because that's good. And I love writing soap opera. I wanted to pursue that at one point. So
Mm.
I take it
Shout
as
out
a,
to Beyond the Gates.
I love that show. I'm so behind on it.
Okay.
But
We gotta talk about that later then, because I got some comments I gotta make. I ain't watched today's episode yet though.
yes, it's messy. But
uh,
yeah, that's that's me and that's writing. And I never gave up writing even when I didn't pursue it.
right.
I was always writing something, just scribbling. I mean, I was handwriting things. I have notebooks and notebooks full of
Mm-hmm.
things. And I would jot down my ideas sometimes. So I have a notebook of ideas.
Yeah.
Um, that I didn't write. I have a musical. I would love to redo my musical and do it one day. I have um just some weird stuff like when you're younger, you just like you can write anything when you're not aiming to share it. You can write whatever you want.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I dig up some of that stuff sometimes, and I'm like, oh, this is good. I can rewrite it, and then hopefully one day do it. My musical is so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like writing is therapeutic. So I always tell people, write what you want to write.
Hmm.
And then you can decide if it's marketable or you know what I'm saying. So don't just write what you think people want to write, because it's always somebody out there reading what you wrote. So
Yeah, it's interesting because like with Wattpad, that made me see that.
hmm
'Cause I mean, I read a lot of people's work on it first, and then I'm like, oh, because the first thing I put on there actually was not my novel. It was one of my soap operas that was writing, and it didn't
that's
go over
perfect for
well.
Wattpad
But
too. A soap
it
opera.
was, but it wasn't going over well, well to
Mhm.
me. So I
Yeah.
said, "Oh, I have this unfinished novel. Um, I'll just put this up. Maybe they will like this one." And so I put a couple chapters up. And when I say it took off, immediately it took
Good.
off. It was fast growing and red. And then I won. Well, I didn't win, but I was shortlisted for one of the Wattpad awards. The
Okay.
writing. Um, yeah, and I was like, maybe
Okay.
this is
Right. Maybe
good,
I can do this.
and
Yeah.
with Wattpad you get the interactive, the people comment and
Comments.
leave this
Yeah.
stuff, and so I hadn't finished the novel when I first put it up there, but their comments and what they thought should happen, and I was sleep on it, and I was
Yeah.
incorporate some of that, just make it as messy as possible. They loved it. It's amazing. But with Wattpad, they will tell you if it's not good too.
They
Um,
absolutely will.
and I think that's where I learned to get thick skin because I wasn't sharing it with people outside of family members or something.
Right. That'll tell you it's great.
Yeah, so like be honest with me, and I don't I'll take it. If something is wrong, I mean I edited that first book, Hook and Angel, from some of the comments that people made. That,
Okay.
you know, why did he say this? Or I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
take that out or keep that in or emphasize this based on what the reader said. So I kind of used it
Right.
like alpha readers, or when I edited the book. But I love Wattpad, and I know it gets a bad reputation because there are some stories there that people just put up there for fun, and
Right.
people want to criticize it because it's not perfect. Well, some
Yeah.
published books are not perfect. We know this,
Amen.
so
Amen.
it's,
Yes.
it's it's for writers to be creative and just learn and grow because
Yeah.
I know so many Wattpad writers who are doing great things now. And every time I
Yeah.
find out one was a Wattpad writer, I'm like, oh, I gotta follow you now because I didn't know that.
Yes. Yes. So you have 3 published titles, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about why you decided to use St. Louis as a setting
Mhm.
besides you live here. Like, what about the city made you say, I want to base my romances here?
Yeah. I think for me, I just naturally write about things I know and settings
Mm.
I know and places I know. And I mean, I'm a little traveled, but like I need to be immersed in the city. And
I
so if
want a
it's
visual. Yeah.
not a city I've been immersed in, they're just gonna stop and visit that. They're gonna travel there or something, but they're
hmm
not gonna live there because I don't know the streets, I don't know the neighborhood, I
Yeah.
don't know if they call it highway this or I this. You don't know in certain cities like what's
Yeah.
but I know St. Louis, and I know what we say, and I know how we talk, and I know the places we go, and like the socioeconomic issues that St. Louis deals
Mm,
with. I don't know if any other areas deal with that. Like if you live in a city and you live in a county, there's a difference.
it's a difference, right?
Certain parts of the county, it's a difference.
Yeah.
And even with the Chinese food, it's a difference. Like people want their food from somewhere in the city or hood adjacent area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got you.
Um,
Yeah. It
so
adds a more realistic feel
it
to it.
it was realistic, and I wanted to have like the whole like what high school did you go to? They didn't ask that question in my book, but they talk about the high schools. Like the main female character, she went to MICDS, which is one of
Okay.
the top private schools in the St. Louis area. So that tells you a lot about this person. She must
Right.
have money. And then the male character, he went to Sumner High School. That's a
Okay.
big difference. So
Yeah.
I had a reader who went to Sumner who read the book about it. It's like he went to my high school, and so that you get to see some of yourself almost in that because you know the neighborhood, you know the area. Well, if he grew up like this, then I know this and this about him.
Right.
Yeah, and so my second book is actually in Springfield, Missouri, and as you know
Okay.
from Ohio, that's where I went to college. Spent 4 years there, so I'm immersed in this city.
Right.
And there's reasons why I moved that one to Springfield, but like I know Springfield, even though I didn't put some of the bad stuff about Springfield in there. It's not a perfect city. St. Louis is not either. Um,
Right.
but I wanted to, you know, set it in a smaller town and so it can have that vibe.
Yeah. So with all of the genres that or all of the outlets like the musicals, things like that, what made you want to publish romance? Like,
I mean, I've been a romance reader more than anything. I think I can't recall my first romance book, but I just remember my
mhm.
first book from like a black author, and we were assigned to read it in high school. It was James Baldwin, and
Mm.
I just immersed myself in every black author. I went to a Parkway South, so we didn't have that many black authored books we were reading, and it's just like, oh,
Right.
okay, so let me go to the library and find some more. And then from there, I found romance authors, black authors, and I don't think I ever stopped at that point. I mean, I still read other authors, but um romance is it's I just love it. I mean, even when I was 12, I was writing romance stories. That's just
Okay.
what I prefer. I love the love of it. It's like a fantasy, especially when you're young, you're dreaming about that relationship. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's romance is always going to be my love. When I wrote screenplays, it was a little different with screenplays. I wrote different genres with screenplays, but with books, it's romance.
So who is your favorite romance author right now? Besides
Um,
yourself.
right. I wouldn't even name myself like that.
I would
Um,
listen, me. Hmm.
I love Tati Richardson. I love some of the new people. Just read I forget her name. Um some of the older school people, Terry McMillan, of course. I
Hmm.
loved Elian Harris. I miss him.
Mm.
I love yeah, he was kind of romance too. Eric Jerome Dickey. Zane. I'm sorry. I should have named Zane as my first one person. I mean, I'm obsessed with Zane. Um,
Oh,
because I don't think of her as romance, but she is romance. It's mainly to me, it's erotica, but it's a love story in there too.
I think to most people it would be erotica. So
Yeah,
say to
yeah.
you.
I think I want to write like her, like that. I mean, that's like my goal a lot. I don't think any of
Okay.
my stuff yet is to that level, but I have my fourth
But
book
the
coming
spice
out.
is there. So that's
Yeah,
for
the spice is
everybody
there,
watching. The
but
spice is
I
in
was
these
I was
romance books.
I toned it
Okay.
down because
Okay.
I wanted to focus on the romance and not
Mm-hmm.
all of the spicy scenes because
Right.
people think that, it's even my editor, she's like, well, why does it need to go to the next chapter? It just ended on this chapter. So I cut a lot out. Um from the Wattpad version is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The Wattpad
Yeah.
version, it's like you
You gotta
just
add all that on Wattpad for sure.
so I, without if you can take it out and the story's still the same, then it wasn't needed, and that's fine. But And I told my editor I want to go more erotica, so
Be
this is what
prepared.
I keep warning her. I'm out of town at a conference and she's here with me, and I'm like, I'm gonna warn you again. This isn't like my other books. It's more like Zane, and that's how I want to write more. I still want to write romance. I will write romance, but I want to sneak this one in.
And I think that's the beauty of being self-published, because you can decide that's what you want to do. You can write a mystery, a
Yeah,
thriller. You can do whatever you want to do,
yeah, I
and can't
definitely
nobody
want to.
tell you not to.
I want to try other genres. Because this one erotica, it's a little thriller in there too. Because
Okay.
it's some mystery. I'm not. I
Now,
don't
is
know.
this part of the series you working on?
No,
Because I saw
well,
that.
it's going to be a series. Yes,
Okay.
it's a trilogy, and I'm writing. I almost finished with the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to do, but like you said, you just put it out there, and it'll find its
Yeah,
roots.
absolutely. So, if I was reading or coming to you at the table, how would you describe your writing style to me as a new reader?
Um, I feel like I write like I talk, which I mean, I don't know, but that's what I say. But like, it's like a conversation. Like
Yeah,
my
like
read,
you telling me a story.
yeah, and it's dialogue heavy. I love
Okay.
dialogue. It's it will seem like the people, or it's because
Okay.
it's real people, and I do base
Yeah.
my characters off real people. I combine
Okay.
2 or 3 people. My friends say, "Was this about me?" It's not. No, maybe a
Right.
little.
I'm like,
But
I don't know. I don't know that. What's your name? What you talk
um,
about?
I have real situations that have happened to me or other people in my books. Um, Things like that. So that's like, just real. Like I don't have most of my men, or what you call the softie, the cinnamon roll, I
Oh,
don't have the roughneck guy, even though like Hook was an ex-con, he's a gentle guy.
gotcha.
He's, it's
A
just like,
reformed
oh,
one.
yes, yeah, he's not rough like that. He's tatted up, but he's a soft. I mean, I just love the softy guy who, they're a little bad boy in him, but when it comes,
Yeah. To
falling
his
in love with
woman.
that woman,
Yeah.
then they're serious and want to get, stop those old ways of things. Like the second book, that one is about the rapper, and I really I really love that book. And he, he's a rapper, so he has our groupie, fans
Oh.
that
Mm.
he just leaves city to city. So he gets her, and it's he thinks is she the next groupie, and of course
Mm.
she's gonna stand on
Change his
business.
mind.
Why she's
Yeah.
not about that, and for him to keep continuing to pursue her, he's like, well, I have to
I
change if
gotta
I
do this.
want to be with
Yeah.
her, and I have to end it with
All those
anyone
people.
else. Yes. And it's a struggle, but it you know I, rappers.
Right.
Or anybody in entertainment business, I always envision most of them, especially the nice looking ones, they're fighting
Okay.
women off of them.
Hmm.
Literally, even the married ones, they're fighting women off because
You
some
see
women
the
don't do
comments
it.
on Method Man's post about his wife having to be strong. Like,
Yes,
oh,
I couldn't
no.
do it. I personally, as much as we love these celebrities and how hot they are, especially the married ones, I just can't. I
Mm-mm.
can't do it now if they're single. Is That's a difference. You can
It's
go.
fair game.
Yeah. So that book was an interesting book, because of that dynamic of,
Mm.
he's world traveled. She lives in Springfield, Missouri, and really hasn't even traveled out of Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, okay. So
You
that's the
know,
one that's in. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
yes,
have to check that out. I like that little synopsis there.
yeah. It's loosely based off of real rappers. So I always tell people that, and they're like, "Well, who?" I'm from St. Louis. Let's just think about this.
Okay. Look, now I got to say who. Who
You
was
gotta
it?
say who. You don't got to say who. I
Okay.
changed the likeness and everything about them, but it was when I
Is
originally
it a
wrote.
clue where I'ma know? Like,
It's a clue because it's based in. Well, I'm from St. Louis, and
okay.
I moved it out of Springfield so it wouldn't be obvious what rapper
Got you.
it is.
Okay.
I
Got
mean,
you.
and she's supposed to be me. She's supposed to be me when I was younger.
Okay.
Her name begins with a K. My name's begin with a K. I mean, it's real
Okay.
I mean,
I got you. I'm picking it
when I
up.
wrote
I'm
it,
I'm
it
about to
was
check it out.
it was like a fanfic. You know how you
Yeah,
just write and insert
absolutely.
yourself in it.
Yes.
About the
I
celebrity.
did 50 B2K fanfics.
So you did. So yeah,
Yes, I
and
got
so
you.
and when I decided at one point, hey, that's kind of good. So I went in,
Yeah, switch it
changed
up.
up everything about it, like made some
Yeah.
stuff that's not true. Just changed it.
Gotta
Make it
protect
less
the
obvious.
rights. Yeah.
And but I still every now and then I'm like, yeah, and I wrote my own raps in it.
Okay.
Every chapter opens with like a couple of lines from the bars from the song or whatever. And I'm
Okay.
like, I'm really
We
not a
love
songwriter,
original music.
but
Yes.
so every chapter is a song title, and then I'll give you a couple bars from it. Um,
Okay. I
it's
like
interesting.
that.
And then I think there's two full songs in there because it's like significant to the story. Like the
Mm,
main, like the title of the book is a song he wrote for her. Um,
okay.
because actually, giving up some of what it's about, he's a rapper turned to a singer. So midways in the book,
Mm,
he puts out a R&B album. So
okay.
he's like Usher, right? So I have to write all
Look,
these
I'm
love
like,
songs, and then yeah, so he writes a love song
okay.
for her.
I'm getting more clues on who this about, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's based off a couple people actually. When it came to that, I'm like, okay,
Okay.
let's throw in something else, and so some other person that
Yeah, because
I
when you
like.
said that, I was like, oh, okay, I think I know who you're talking about. But all right, if it's a couple people, I'm gonna let it go till I read it.
Yeah.
I like that though. So I saw it's so funny because how I think we found each other on Threads.
Hmm.
But my editor, my senior editor, had mentioned you before because she met you at an event recently.
Okay.
And we were looking around for people that we wanted to include. And she kept saying your name, but she kept saying something else. She couldn't remember your name. And so
Hmm.
then when I saw you on Threads, and I was like, oh, Kimberly Wesley applied. And she was like, that's who I was talking about. And it was so funny how that happened. But I bring that up to say you had mentioned about going to different events and committing to these book events to, get your brand exposure. What made you decide like you were going to commit to those? Because some people don't do events. So why do you feel like it's important to get outside, basically?
Yeah, and I'm not a people person. I'm shy. I really don't like talking until you get me going.
Right.
And so and so I think like my book was like not even out yet, and I signed up for one. Didn't hear back. Of course, like yeah, they don't want me. My book's not even out yet. I didn't know they had waitlisted me. So a couple
Mm.
months later, I guess the spot opened up, and then they're like, do you want to do this event? I'm like, we only have one book. And I'm like, it matter, I'm like, I'll do it. It's about, putting myself out there, letting people see I'm new book to try. So I went ahead and did
Yeah.
that. And then at the same time, I found these local events, and I decided to do those. It's like they're really small, but I did very, very well at them. And that's probably the event. She may have seen me at. I'm not sure, but I've done so many events now in St.
I
Louis.
saw your page. I was
Um,
like, oh, she outside. I love
yeah,
that.
I think I've done 8 so far, all in St. Louis, and then I have a
Okay.
couple coming up, not in St. Louis. I
Hmm.
have one in Jeff City, and
Okay.
then I have one in Petersburg, Illinois, and then like next year is looking good for some events. But I
Good.
mean, it's good to see your readers. I've learned so much just by meeting them. Some of them
Hmm.
are coming out to see me specifically, which is
Love that.
that's a nice feel. Like
Like
they're
me?
following me, and I heard you would be here and what about your book, or they already had my book and they wanted it signed, so they ordered it
Mm,
themselves and came in, and I'm just like me. Um,
yeah.
so it's been fun meeting the readers because I love talking to them online, but meeting them in person, taking pictures, they want to put videos in phase, like sometimes
Yeah. Then they get to talking
ready
about
for that.
characters, and you like, you
You
really
have to
read
be
my
ready for them. Yeah, because I was talking about the second book and saying how it was set in Springfield, and the reader was like, I went to college there. I'm like Missouri State, because there's several colleges down in
Right.
Springfield, Missouri. So she was like, yes. And then we just started talking about the college and the city and everything, and saying some things. And we both had the same racist incident happen to us,
Mm.
almost 20 years apart.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yes, and I'm like, yeah, I can relate to that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I love events, even though they can get a little pricey,
mhm,
you know. And that was why we started Dip Shop. It was like I wanted to be able to go to different cities and find locations where it would be affordable. And it just we just need more events in St. Louis
yes,
centered around Black authors.
yes,
I feel like there's a lot for the other communities,
yes,
and we got to step our game up because we are there are a lot of readers here.
yes, there
They come
are.
outside for Kennedy Ryan. Oh, Kennedy was here. They had filled the stadium up. Might as well, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about being able to do this. Will be our second one in St. Louis. I've done some in Texas and Georgia. So
Mhm.
I'm excited about that. So I do have two more questions.
Okay.
You mentioned being inspired by Spike Lee. What project inspired you the most of his and why?
Do the right thing.
Like
What?
what
No,
else?
do the right thing. And what's the one?
I'm gonna always say School Days.
School days, because Black college life, just college
Mhm.
life. I think I was still in high school when it came out. Um, dating myself. Yeah. I'm in a sorority, so obviously all of that life and
Yeah.
seeing that, but like getting the message out there. Well, all of his movies, have a message.
The
Like,
message, yeah.
so yeah, I wanted, he was young at the time, and I remember just like reading all about him and learning how did he get started. And he went to NYU for, I believe, grad school, and I applied for NYU grad school, and I didn't know how competitive it was, but hey,
Mm.
I need to go there. And like when I didn't get accepted, I thought my world was coming. Like,
Oh,
yeah, but I pivoted and I went to grad school somewhere else in a you know different way,
right.
pay the bills. But yeah, like he kind of inspired me at the time. Like nowadays we have so many more people like Issa Rae,
Yeah.
um so many people, I can't even think of,
Right.
oh, there's
All
so
of
many.
even just small creators,
Like
right?
back in the
Like,
80s and 90s, it really was like maybe five, and Spike Lee was
right.
like the top one. Like nowadays, there's so many other Black women doing
Yes.
it, like writing and directing it and acting in it. So yeah, it's just like, and when I saw Issa Rae doing her thing, I'm like, this was what I wanted to be doing, you know?
Yeah. All from a YouTube
Right,
channel.
we
You
didn't have
know,
that
like
back
it's
in the 80s
crazy.
and 90s, but I mean, and another thing with film and TV, and I was speaking about this at an event, because they saw the film background, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't choose to go to LA, and it was hard to pursue that field at the
Mm.
time in the 90s and the 2000s without being in LA. But nowadays you can. But
Yeah.
at my, in my height of my 20s and 30s,
It was only a couple places you can
right,
go.
you either had to go to New York or go to LA area to know the people. And I mean, I was going with a friend who was a writer as well. So we were gonna, I mean, I remember looking for jobs in LA. Like it was,
Oh,
yeah, it was going to be a lot. But when you're young and I
you
didn't have
dreaming.
kids at the
Yeah.
time,
Trying to
you
chase
can do
that
it. You can get
dream.
up and just go and do it. And sometimes I think about it, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. I like how it turned out. I would have had my kids. But yeah.
That's awesome. So, last question is, I know you kind of touched on this a little bit about your new projects. Are they the next one ready? Do you have a release
Mhm.
date? What we looking at?
Yes, the next one is I'm going through self edits now because
Okay.
I love perfection, and even then it's
Mm-hmm.
still not perfect. So I'm doing self edits, and then I have a date to give it to my editor, and hopefully she doesn't
Okay.
take too long because I want it out right away. So I have a release date for it, but she doesn't know that. I working with her in the past, I know the turnaround she can get it to me. I would love to put it out on the anniversary of release of my first book, which is my birthday
Oh,
now, 9/15.
okay. So
So
that
kudos to
means we're gonna have exclusive books at Dip Shop by
yes.
Miss Kimberly Wesley.
That's
Yes, I
the
love
plan,
it.
and I think this book, because it's different, I mean, it has some romance in it, but it's mainly erotica. It has a plot. It's not, just that, but it's a lot of that. I
That
don't
sometimes
mind.
that's the plot, you know.
I mean, it's it. I'll tell you about it. It's called. Well, I changed the name of it slightly, but it's called the Sex Empire Chronicles.
Oh,
So it's about a
okay.
family. It's Empire, the TV show Empire meets
Hmm.
like P Valley.
Okay.
So it's about a family who runs an empire of strip clubs.
Okay.
So take the dynamic of it's a family, and instead of three brothers, it's three sisters. I
Okay.
changed the
Oh,
name,
the
but it's
sisters is running it.
right. Well,
I like
the
that.
dad is running it, but the oldest she wants to run it
Gotcha.
eventually. So it's
Okay.
something with Empire. I literally would, came up with the idea of watching Empire, and I was like, what if it's like the business instead of
Right.
a record company, it's strip clubs and they're rich and powerful and all of this, and so I kind of started from there. And it was really supposed
Okay.
to be about strip club, but it's more about the family. That's why I'm like changed the name. I mean,
Right. The
you have that
dynamic and stuff.
element in
Yeah.
it, but it's really about their fight to keep the company because of course there's
Right.
someone trying to take it from them. If you think like with Empire,
Hmm.
someone was always trying to take control of the record company. So it's
Yeah.
the same thing. And I have to, because it's on the Wattpad, I have to remind the readers, I'm like, it's always about fighting for the company. It's always somebody, like in the first book, someone's trying to take over. The second book is a different
Yeah.
thing, but actually by the third book, we all realize this is one person that's been the whole time trying to, take over the empire. Will they succeed?
Okay. So this is the trilogy.
This is the trilogy.
Okay. Okay.
It's
I
it's
like
it's
that.
so intricate because it's multi character, so multi POV.
Okay.
It's a lot. It's more like a soap opera than anything. Like you really look at it like the show Empire. It's you know fast paced.
So is
Every
this one that you kind of want to transition into film with?
This would be a good TV show. Yes.
Okay. I see it.
But there's, like you can have P Valley and the All the Queen's Men. So there's
Yeah.
shows like this. So I'm not breaking ground with it. I didn't actually. I've never even seen P Valley, but people
Me
tell me
neither.
it's like P Valley. I've never seen
Yeah,
the
me
show.
neither.
I did watch All the Queen's Men after I wrote the first book, and I'm like, okay, so my book has a place because people like this type of stuff.
Yeah, no, and I think there's nothing really new under the sun
It's not.
anyway, So as long you put your twist on it, that's what everybody
Hmm.
always does anyway. So
Yeah,
it sounds good. I'm excited to read.
just be warned.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking like, what else can I ask you, girl? I don't know, but no, I'm really excited. I'm glad I got to talk to you today. I'm excited about you being at Dip Shop, and I'm excited. I know that's an overused word, but I'm excited. So,
Good.
so yeah, thank you again, and whatever conference you're at, I hope it's great. So thanks
Hmm.
for taking time out today to chat, and I'll probably end the recording here. Yeah,
Okay.
but just wanted to tell you that once I chop them up, I'll send them to you first for approval for the pieces that I'll post, and then when we're good to go, I'll put it on the schedule.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, ma'am. Well, you have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
I don't know how to turn this all the way off.